Hi, this is Zeke with Muddy River Fishing Buddies, and today I would like to show you how to cut some stair stringers, how to figure out how to cut them, how to lay them out, how to cut them out, how to put them up. Skeeter and I had to work today. We didn't have time to fish, so we've got to get this done so we can go catch some catfish this evening. First of all, the first thing that you need to know is obviously where you want your stairs, and this can work with any kind of stairs. I'll explain the measurements and everything. We're building this house and we're going to put a set of stairs right here to get upstairs to the rooms that are up in the attic. And first of all, you need to know the distance that you've got to go. You need to know the distance that you have to go up. So I'm going to measure from the floor to the floor of the second floor. It's 119 inches. But I'm going to have flooring up there, which is an inch, so I have to add that in. So we've got 120 inches that we've got to go up. The way that I figure this is I use the handy dandy calculator. This is a project calculator, which is like a carpenter's calculator. It adds, subtracts, divides, multiplies feet and inches, which is great. In this, we've got 120 inches that we have to go up, and I want to divide that by 8 because you don't want a step to be really much higher than 8 inches, your riser part of the step. So I divide it by 8, and that tells me how many steps I've got to have. Dividing it by 8 tells me that I have 15 steps that I will have to have, 15 risers to get up to that level. Now if it came out uneven, say if it was 118 inches and I divided by 8, it's 14 3/4. You can't have 3/4 of a step, so you would have to go with 15 steps. So once I found that out, I would go 118 inches divided by 15 steps, and my steps would be, or my risers on my steps will be 7 inches and 7 7/8 inches. That's how you figure that out. And then, with these calculators, and they have apps now that you get on the smartphones that do the same thing. Just so happened that mine worked out evenly, 8-inch riser. Now, to get the step part, according to code in North Carolina, the code's like 9 1/4 inches, is as narrow of a step itself that it can be. I always, as a habit or as a rule, make my steps 10 inches wide, and then I'll put a 3/4 board, a riser on the front, which makes it 10 3/4, and then I'll put the step board on it, which is 12 inches, which I'll have end up when they're finished with a 12-inch step going up. To do this, you'll need a framing square and a pencil. These little things right here, and I don't know what they're called, but they screw tight to a framing square, and you can take them off, and they'll put and put them on, and then you clamp them down, and it holds. Just makes it easier and faster. So I put this at 10 inches because that's what my step is going to be. Tighten that up, and this one's set at 8 inches, which is already on 8 inches right there. And then when you lay this on the board, it holds it. You just push them tight, and it holds it where you want it. And you'll make a mark. Now this is the top step. So I will make a mark right here because I have to transfer that squared. And you'll lay the square on the line that you've already made at this mark. Make that. That's a 90-degree angle. This part is actually going to go against the wall or the header that I have up there, or whatever it is, will be your last step. Once you have that, you just bring this, slide it on there tight, get to where this lines up with the line that you just made, as you see right there. Draw lines here and here. And you do that until you have, in this case, 15 steps. 15 risers. This is a riser. This is the step. You're going up 15 times. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I did right here. I have 12 risers. Okay, I've got a landing, if you'll see right here. I haven't got the first step built, but there will be a step there to step up onto the landing, which is nothing more than a big step. So there's 2 steps right there. Whenever I put my stringers up, I will hold them down 8 inches on this beam. So the last step is actually stepping up onto the floor. So what I do is I deduct 3 risers from it, and I have 12 risers now, right here. I came down here, when I put my square on it, we got 8 inches to the end of the square, but I'm putting a 1-inch step tread on these risers. So I deduct 1 inch from the bottom of this step. I made this mark, and you square it, make a 90-degree angle with the riser, the first riser, and you'll cut it off. So essentially what I've done is this first step at this point is 1 inch shorter. But when I put the step tread on, it'll match the rest. Okay, we have the stringer cut out now. And what you want to do is, once you have it in place, you want to put a level on it, on one of them. And you can look and see that you want your step level, or even a little bit, you want the front down just a little bit, makes them a little bit more comfortable to walk on, which will be fine. You don't want it jacked up the other way. We've placed a stringer here where it goes. You can take this, once you have it cut out, lay it on your other 2x12 is what I cut these out of. Just get the line or the edges matched up, and trace around that and cut them. And we're going to make 2 more stringers like this and get them put up. Okay, we've got all of our stringers cut, and in this application, on these stairs, they're going to be open on this side. So there'll be a handrail that comes down on this side. But against the wall back here, I want to show you something that I do. That the sheetrock hangers, or if you put sheetrock or paneling or shiplap or whatever you're going to put on this wall, will really appreciate. What I do is I put a 2x4 on the side of the stringer. Flush it up with the back side right here, and nail it. All that's doing is it's going to hold this stringer off the wall 1.5 inches. So whenever I put it up there, there will be 1.5 inch gap, 1.5 inch gap between the wall and the stringer. So whenever they hang the sheetrock against that wall, they can just slide it down here behind it, or the shiplap or paneling or whatever you're putting, instead of having to cut all these, or trace out all these steps and cut that. Your sheetrock guy will love you for this. So now that we've got this nailed on here, we're going to put this up. Okay, we've got this one placed. I pulled down 7 inches to the top of my step, so when I add the flooring up here, it'll be 8 inches just like all of the rest of them. We've got it pushed tight against the wall with 1.5 inch gap between the studs and the stringer itself, with the sheetrock to go down behind here. Go ahead and nail it. You nail that in tight. Come here and nail it. And then nail it through the studs, down through there. Okay, now we have all 3 of our stringers in place, and we are ready to put the treads on. What we will do, since we're still in the construction process, you don't want to really at this point in time put your finished product on, because there's going to be sheetrock and there's going to be mud and there's going to be all kinds of things that go on here that would get them all dirty and messed up and scratched up. So what we'll do is we'll take two 2x4s for each step. We'll put them on there, put the rail down through here so that nobody can fall through. But once you're finished and you're ready to complete the house, you just take those temporary 2x4 steps off and put your finished product on there with your step tread with your nosing and your risers on there. Hope this has helped. If you have any questions, if you will, leave them in the comments. I will try to answer them, or if there's some substantial things that I've left out, I'll make another video and try to fill in and answer the questions that you have. If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you would like it and share it, and subscribe to our channel, Muddy River Fishing Buddies. Hope you guys have a blessed day. This is Zeke out. Thank you.